Hi everyone, this is Scott Wyden-Kivowit, and I recently gave a guest lecture to a photography business class at Drexel University in Philadelphia. And in my presentation for my lecture, I did this 2-second memory test. And the test, aside from being a lot of fun to not only do with the students, but also just to do in general, is a very useful test for your own photography website. And basically what this does is within 2 seconds of looking at a website, you want to be able to know what the website is about, because people don't have patience to browse and browse and browse to find out what you do. So the first thing is, in 2 seconds, can they tell that you're a photographer, right? Are you a photographer? Well, if I go to your website and I don't see photographs, if all I see are words, mostly words, it doesn't say he's a photographer, or if your logo doesn't, portray the fact that you're a photographer, then that won't be helpful as well. So within 2 seconds, you want to make sure that you know that not only are you a photographer, but what type of photographer are you? So this 2-second memory test is to see if you can determine what type of photographer these photographers are. And we're going to go through this. You're going to see exactly what I did to the students at Drexel University, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. So Chase Jarvis is a commercial photographer. You might not have guessed that. You might have guessed that. But Chase Jarvis is a commercial photographer. Just by looking at this, most people said sports. He photographed sports. Now, what's interesting is you'll notice that there is it's actually a YouTube video or some sort of video, so there's a play button in the middle of this. So, does he photograph sports or does he do videos of sports? So, Chase Jarvis is actually a commercial photographer who happens to get hired by a lot of sport companies to do these type of things. And so, he's a commercial photographer, really, but he does do sports. So that's correct. You ready for the next one? Let's go on to the next one. And there you go. So what type of photographer is this? You probably guessed correct. Todd is a concert photographer. So this one is super easy. You can tell right away he photographs bands, and mostly live concert bands. He might do press photography as well, like the press shots for albums and interviews and things like that, but it's not as obvious. It's very obvious that he photographs concerts. So that's a fantastic homepage. Right away, you know. And you can see it says ishootshows.com. The branding of that is great. And it says music photography. So fantastic homepage. Ready for one more? This is going to be the last one in the test. Here we go. Okay, so what type of photographer is this? You probably guessed. Wedding photographer. My friend David is a wedding photographer. And you can see very obvious that he is a wedding photographer. Now, if you look at his logo, it says David Tang Photography. That's because he does provide other services, and he didn't want to say David Tang Wedding Photography because he also photographs corporate work as well, like headshots and things like that. So, but the bulk of his clients are wedding photographers. So, the first image you see on his website is a wedding, or a bride, I should say. It's not actually at the wedding, but it is the bride. So this was the 2-second test that I did at Drexel University. This is something you can do on your own website. You can actually ask people to look at your homepage for 2 seconds, close it, and then tell you what they think that you do with your photography. First, can they tell you are a photographer? And second, can they tell what type of niche you have? What is your subject matter? What is your target market for your photography? That's the 2-second test. Thank you for watching, and talk to you soon.